have a double? The boy who lives in Gladbeck in Germany, exactly like you?
Exactly like me? Exactly like me?
So guys, just finished one of my favorites, rewatch, because I've seen it dozens of times, and that's The Boys from Brazil. 1978 feature film based on the novel by Ira Levin. Great writer. Great science fiction film based on his book, and it proposes the theory, the pretty crazy, outlandish theory. What if these neo-Nazis, these retro-Nazis still existing in the world, what if they could clone and were able to actually clone Hitler and have, I think the film says 94 Hitler boys, or certainly that's their goal in the mission. Gregory Peck plays the infamous Dr. Josef Mengle, and Laurence Olivier, Sir Laurence Olivier, plays Lieberman, a Nazi hunter. And so the film revolves around the idea of Lieberman tracking down these boy Hitlers, these Hitler kids. And Gregory Peck, as Dr. Mengele, is trying to have them raised right so they will bloom and become another Hitler. Now, I guess the reason so many, 94, because, of course, these various Hitlers might not work out. They might not want to be Hitler. So this is what it was always fascinating to me as a kid. I remember watching this when I was like in grammar school, high school, years ago when it first came out. And it was not so much the cloning of, say, Hitler, whomever, which is, of course, amazing. You know, I mean, we haven't cloned a human being yet, right? A full human being that we know of. But I guess some people say, well, maybe we did, maybe the Russians or the Chinese. But the idea of the nature versus nurture, right? The genetics, which is nature, you know, the way we are born, our hereditary, our genes. And then, of course, we've got the nurture, the raising up, you're raised, how you grow up. And in the film, of course, they want to replicate and get as close to the Hitler dynamic. Abusive father who dies when he's pretty young, and sort of an overbearing, smothering mother, and that should make these clone Hitler kids become Hitler. So what do you think? I mean, I just think it's fascinating as an example, as a science fiction, novel and film, as an example of nature versus nurture. Because sure, you can clone Hitler. For that matter, you can clone, say, Mozart, say, Elvis, Albert Einstein, the goodies of life, the good guys, and see what would happen, how they were raised, the nature versus nature of them. But of course, we still, as most scientists feel, even though we haven't successfully cloned a full human yet and raised them, that they're just not going to be the same. They're going to be very similar, sure, and they have that potential, but you're never going to get a completely similar, person. And in this case, Boys from Brazil, Adolf Hitler. So what do you think? If you've seen it, I'm sure you have your thoughts. If not, I totally recommend for sci-fi lovers. Take a look. Boys from Brazil. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.